What up, guys? What up? What up? Welcome to yet another episode of Rolling with Nator. My name is Busiso Mbonambi and welcome. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. Alright, so today we'll be talking about the geology career. Has it died out? Is it still relevant in the industries? What's going on? Should we tell graduates to stop studying? Should we tell students to stop studying the course? Should they cut it out in the universities? Should they cut out the program and say, guys, not anymore. It's no longer applicable in the industries. We don't need it. What's going on? So that's exactly what we're going to talk about. But before you continue watching this video, I want you to please do me a favor. Go and comment below and let me know what you think. If you are a geology graduate or you're a geologist that's been working for years, or you are an intern, or you're a student, or whatever the case might be, or you wanna study geology, please comment below and let me know what you currently think about this whole situation of geology job opportunities. Are there job opportunities? What do you think of the career itself? Do you think it's still applicable? Do you still think it's relevant in the industries out there? What's going on? What's your take on it? Because on this video I'll be giving you guys my personal opinion. It doesn't mean it's the Bible, but it's how I see it and how I see it. So please, I just want to know exactly from everybody, what do you guys think? So please go down there and comment. All right, let's get the show started.
Yeah, Jabulilo Puyem Ganwami.
Okay, so let's jump right straight to it. So how I see it is that it is bad. It's getting even worse. You don't need as much geologists anymore. It's bad. But I don't think it's that bad anymore. I don't think it's bad, yes, but I don't think it's that bad. I feel like there's still opportunities out there for us, but it's very important for us to start thinking in that logic, in that sense as well, and understand the industry out there. Understand exactly where you're going. As you're studying right now, studying geology, whatever, you need to know exactly who's your future employer, where are the possible opportunities for you, already while you're studying. Because, like I said, it's bad. There's a lot of unemployed geology graduates out there, a lot of them, and those who are employed, they're not even working for anything that they studied for. They're not working as geologists. They're working as something else, So that's not nice. It's not nice going to varsity, struggling all these years, trying to get that qualification, only to find out that there are no job opportunities for you, at all. You apply, stay at home for 2 years, don't know nothing, and then you just give up and you're like, okay, you know what, I might as well go do something else. Other people opt to do PGCE and then become teachers. But I was told when I was doing my third year, when I realized this, that the industry is dying, especially the mining industry, I saw that it's dying. So I'm like, flip. So there won't be job opportunities for me. So I need some sort of backup. So what I did is I went to the school's faculty, and I went and I asked about PGCE. Will I be able to do PGCE the following year, just to do it as a backup, And I was told that I can't. As a geology student, I cannot, because there is no geology subject in high school. So I don't qualify, or I only qualify for one of my majors, and I only need 2 majors. My other major is geography, and I need 2 majors for me to be able to do PGCE. So I didn't qualify to do PGCE either. But I do know, I think maybe some universities do allow, depending on the other majors that you took in your program, in your course. So a lot of people opt to do PGCE so that they become educators or teachers, because teaching opportunities are there. They're always there. So rather than being unemployed at home, you rather do that. But it's also not nice doing something that you're not passionate in. If you're not passionate about teaching, and here you are every single day, you have to come and teach 40 or a class with 40 students, and it's not nice. It's not nice, but it is what it is. So it's very important for us to get educated, to know what's happening out there. Don't just, when you're in varsity, focus about the course itself, but also focus about is what I'm doing right now still relevant out there in the industry. It's very, very important when they do all these workshops, you go and you attend and you see what's happening. You see what's happening in the industries, depending on which industry or which sector that you want to dive into. But we'll talk about that in just a little while. All right, so me currently, I am working as a geology intern, right? I was fortunate enough to get that opportunity, even because a lot of people are, they are fighting. A lot of graduates are fighting to get that opportunity because it's no longer that easy. If you don't have a bursary with the specific industry or the specific company or a specific organization, it's difficult for you as a geology graduate to get that sort of opportunity. An easy thing like an internship is difficult to get. Like, that's how crazy it is. So what I've realized with the mining industry since I'm there is that there's no much, number one, biggest problem, there's no growth. Né? You find that it differs from mine to mines. In some mines, you find that there's a section geologist, and then there's a shaft geologist, and there's a geology manager, right? And then MRM manager, or whatever, mineral resources manager, right? And then in some companies, you find that there's just a senior geologist, and then there's geology manager or geoscience manager, and then the MRM manager. You see what I mean? So there's not much opportunities, there's not much growth into it. So if you only have 4 geologists in that shaft, the only time that you're gonna get, me, Busiso, as a geology graduate, gonna get that opportunity to become a senior geologist is very slim, because for me to get that opportunity, one of them has to die or one of them has to go to another company. Like, that's the only time. Like, they don't, in fact, even the 4, their jobs are on the line. The mine tomorrow can wake up and say, okay, you know what, we don't need 4 geologists anymore, we're retrenching, we only want 3. You know, and those 3 or 4 geologists have been senior geologists or shaft geologists for 10 years, 20 years, you know, in one position, which is what I'm saying. There's no growth. You stay in one position doing the exact same thing over and over again. There's not much growth into it. You see, that's the biggest challenge. That's the first thing. And the second thing, you don't need as much geologists anymore like you did back then in the past. And some shafts are closing down. So yeah, it's bad. In the mining industry, I feel like it's bad. I don't know about other commodities though, because like I said, I'm in the gold commodity. So I don't know about other commodities. So you guys can let me know. Maybe it's different in other mines that are dealing with other commodities. Please let me know on the section below, on the section below, so that you all can know, because we just have to educate each other, guys, and get to know the facts. Right now, people always ask me this question. They always ask me, like, as a geologist, what do you do at the mine? Like, what do mine geologists do? And from my understanding, you basically study the relationship between geology and the ore formation with the aim of locating the mineral resource, right? And also obviously advising the mine with the short and long production plans, you know, something like that. So that's basically what you do. That's in summary. In summary, that's what you do. You just advise the mine on the long and short-term production plans, all right, in terms of the geology and the location of the ore. So you do there's a lot of things you do. It's like there's borehole drilling, there's sampling, there's mapping of the faces that as it advances, you know, different things, you know, just on locating the ore. That's basically what you do as a mine geologist. But yeah, furthermore, like I said, job opportunities, I feel like they're very scarce in that industry now, especially for geology. I feel like the one career that's still relevant there, not relevant is not the term, that is still has much opportunities and much growth, is the mining engineering department. If there's any department that I think you actually, or any career that you need to dive in, if let's say in the mining industry right now, if you currently ask me what career is still has opportunities, I'd say the mining engineering department. That's the one that I feel like it still has opportunities, firstly. Secondly, there's still much room for growth, because there are different stages for you to grow within the whole career path, you know. So yeah, that's the one I'll still feel like it's still, you know, you can still go there. But yeah, guys, so the most important thing right now, I feel, is that you need to know, number one, which sector you want to dive into, and in that sector, are there job opportunities for you? Okay, so there are different types of factors. I mean, financial sector, geologists can also dive into financial sector. Agriculture, what is it? What's the other one? It's agriculture, it's mining. We just spoke about mining, hydrology, water studies. There are different sectors that you can dive into, right? Honestly. And the most important thing is to know if you are specializing in the right discipline, because there are different disciplines that you can specialize in within geology. I mean, you can become an engineering geologist, you can become a rock engineer, right? So that means you fall now under the engineering sector, right? So which is why I'm saying that different sectors that you can dive into. So with the rock engineering or the engineering geology, the difference between the two, I'd say, according to my understanding, with rock engineering, you still have to write exams. Okay, you have to write strata control exams and all these other exams from the Chamber of Mines, right? Before you become like an accredited rock engineer, right? So that's the difference between rock engineering and engineering geology. Engineering geology, you just need to do your normal 3-year course, and then on your 4th year, you then specialize in engineering geology, right? In your honors year or in your master's year as well. And then with rock engineering, you can do it both via either or, via industry, or you can do it at the tertiary institution. And as far as I know, you can only do it on your master's level in rock engineering in the institution. And I think WITS does it, and UP does it as well. So you can also apply there to do that. So just check, just do your research, and you'll find out exactly where you can do your rock engineering at what institution. But with engineering geology, you don't have to write all those exams. That's the first thing. And secondly, you don't have to register with any other boards, like engineering boards, like your Ikson and all that. You don't have to register with any of those boards. You just need to register with SACNAS, because you're still a geologist. You're still a scientist. You're not an engineer. You are a scientist. Okay? So be careful between the two. Engineering geology, you're still a scientist. With rock engineering, then now you are in the engineering. You're now in the engineering part, okay? But yeah, those are the opportunities that are still there within the engineering, if that's what you want to dive into. Like, I mean, obviously, engineering geology is all about strata control as well. It's all about if you want to build a construction, if you want to build a tunnel, you have to be there to investigate and check if this tunnel will not collapse. If they build it here, it won't collapse. It will still be stable. You check ground conditions, if they're still stable enough for you to build whatever construction that they need to have there. So you check. That's what you work with, right? You look at it you look at rocks in a more technical approach. But yeah, it's a cool one. I actually enjoyed, and I think I'd enjoy engineering geology or rock engineering. You look at the support system that you can use to ensure that the rock is as stable as possible and there's no FOGs, fall of grounds. But yeah, those are the type of things you look at. So if this is what you want, like you want to dive into the rock engineering or engineering whatever sector, please do your research, see exactly what you're going to do, and then try to formulate a plan and see if there are any job opportunities. Because with rock engineering, you can be in the mining industry. You can do that in the mining industry. You can do that in the construction or consulting industries, whatever. You can dive anywhere. Literally, it's really that broad. Anywhere where there's strata control issues, you are needed. When they want to build a dam, you are there, you are needed, So yeah, be sure, know what opportunities are there, who can hire you. Obviously, municipalities can hire you, government departments can hire you, geological consulting companies can hire you, civil engineering consulting companies can also hire you. So there's a lot of companies that can hire you as a rock engineer or engineering geologist. All right, so just know what are the different paths that you can take. And if you are currently in that department, please comment below and let people know if what I'm saying is gibberish or it's actually the truth, and what are the paths, and tell us if it's still a relevant industry. Can people dive in there? Are there opportunities? What are the opportunities? And how difficult it is for you to grow within that industry. Okay. All right, so the next one is finance, the financial sector. Now, the financial sector, as scientists or geologists, yeah, we can still dive in there. But that one's a little bit tricky because usually investment banks would want someone who has 10 years experience, a geologist who has 10 years experience, 15 years experience, who has a better feel of that specific commodity, specific field. And the basic skills that they want from you is data analysis, computer modeling, GIS, what else? Yeah, I feel like those are the geophysics. Those are the basic skills that they would want from you as a geologist or a scientist. And yeah, they would need, it's basically investment banks that really want people from the science departments, you know. But I know with Nedbank, I don't know with other banks, I just know with Nedbank has this investment graduate program thingy, investment corporate graduate program thingy that they have, where they take graduates and then they train them. They put them in this 3-year program and then they train you and everything and then they absorb you, you know. So that's also an opportunity for you to dive in there. So if it's something that you would like to dive into and you need a little bit more information about it, please go visit the Nedbank website and find out more exactly what is it all about. I know they take graduates and they also have this werkwerk opportunity as well. If you're still like doing your first year, second year, or third year, they can still take you for a week and then they expose you and you get to see if this is actually what you want to do. So yeah, if you want to be in the financial sector, definitely there you are. You can come in as a geologist or as a geohydrologist, because sometimes I think most of the time they want geohydrologists or people who studied water studies. Yeah, because obviously if you did geohydrology, you have better understanding of geophysics. Those are the type of techniques that you use most with geophysics. I mean, in geohydrology to study contamination of water, boreholes, all those things. So they'll definitely need you for your geophysics techniques, computer modeling, and all sort of programs that you guys use there at geohydrology. You know, so I think that's the main purpose that why they want geohydrologists. But yeah, among other reasons. But yeah, to get in that sector is very, very difficult. But I feel like with this program that they have, it makes it easier. But obviously you need to get high marks, like your grades must be really high because the competition is tough. The competition is really tough. You have to be excellent when it comes to your academics. Secondly, when it comes to your leadership skills, you must be excelling. So yeah, but do apply, do apply. I think they open early in the year usually and close around May, April. So just go to the website and check it out. All right, I'll leave the website on the description so you can just go and check the website link. Right. Okay, so another important sector is agriculture. Now, sustainable agriculture is very, very fundamental for growing economies or developing economies, you know. And as a geologist, they call you agrogeologists, they call you environmental geologist, whatever. But the most important thing here is that you need to have the right modules. Né? Have the right modules in your undergrad and in your honors year. You must at least have soil science. You must have agriculture as a module. You know, at least you must have those modules because those modules will give you the basic background and application as well. Application. You need to be able to you need to be able to apply that knowledge as well. Because I mean, it's no use you have focused on mining geology, right, in your course or in your program, and then now you want to work in agriculture. I mean, you need to know exactly where you specialize, right? Which is what I'm saying right now. Know what sector you want to dive into so that you have the right modules. You are specializing in the right program, on the right discipline in your honors year. Okay, that's very, very important. So I mean, if you don't have soil science modules, if you don't have your environmental mineralogy modules, if you don't have your agriculture, soil science, you need to understand soil structure, you need to understand soil porosity, permeability. All those physical and chemical parameters are very, very important for you to work in that sector, to work in the agriculture sector, to understand the agricultural sector. And why you're important as a geologist, obviously, is because you understand the rocks. You know what rocks to use as fertilizers to improve the soil quality. You know, you can use your gypsum, your dolomite, your potash as fertilizers because of the mineral content and whatnot. You know how to identify, to do mapping. Yeah, and you know what rocks to use to retain water, things like that, specific things like that is what they need from you as a geologist in that specific sector. But like I said, it's very important for you to make sure that you have the relevant modules so that you understand and you are able to apply that knowledge within that sector. But yeah, you are still relevant in that sector, and that sector is very important. So yeah, if agriculture is your baby, then make sure, and you know exactly who's going to hire you, who are your potential employers, and what are the job opportunities. All right. Yeah, and another important field is geohydrology. You know, geohydrology is still relevant out there. It's important. Like I said, you need to have computer modeling skills. That's one important skill that you need to have as a geohydrologist. Computer modeling, or just modeling on its own. Geophysical techniques, you need to know how to use your different geophysical techniques, because you work with the investigation of boreholes, like I said, groundwater, water reserves, all those things. So the opportunities there are wide as well. I mean, you can work for CSIR, you can work for Department of Water Affairs and Forestry, you can work for universities, you can work for municipalities. Like, the opportunities are still out there, but you just need to know that the competition is also tough. Even getting into the program, like the honors program, is also a bit tough these days, because they don't just allow geology graduates to get into the program. They allow anyone. They allow literally any BSc student can do geohydrology or hydrology. Any PhD student. You don't necessarily have to have a geology background, but obviously, if you are a geology graduate, you have more advantage, obviously, but they can take any BSc student. They can take engineering students. I know engineering students who are doing it in their honors year, so, well, not in their honors year, after their program, after their qualification, then they just dive into hydrology. So, with water management studies as well, I feel like that's even worse. They take anyone, as long as you have that BSc, you in. So you know what I mean. So the competitions is getting tough now. It's getting even tougher and tougher and tougher in that industry. So, or in that career path rather. So yeah, be much aware about that as well. And if that's what you want to dive into, by all means, necessarily dive into that. And like I explained earlier, the financial institutions or the financial sector, they also want geohydrologists. So it's a relevant sector, but the competition is getting tougher and tougher. So you need to know where the opportunities and whatnot. Okay. All right, guys. So yeah, that's basically my take on it. That's just my take on this entire topic. I feel like opportunities are still there, but it's very important for you as a geology graduate to know where you are specializing. You can't just be a geology graduate in J. You need to specialize in a specific field, guys, in a specific discipline, which is why it's important for you to have your honors, at least your honors. So you need to specialize in a specific discipline, and you need to know who is your potential employer in that specific discipline, in what sector does it lie, and yeah, those are the important things, guys. And also know the skills that are required in the specific sector. For example, GIS is the most powerful tool out there, and us as geologists, if you're a geology graduate and you've never used GIS, then you are missing out. Like, GIS is the most important tool, guys. It's relevant out there. It's used across in every flipping sector. You can use it in marketing. You can use it in agriculture. You can use it anyway. Like, that's the reason I'm saying it's powerful. The reason why I'm saying it's powerful is because you can use it anywhere, and it can you can make executive decisions just sitting right in front of your computer. That's how powerful it is. You don't have to specifically go to that specific place or look at that specific place and collect data and whatnot. Everything is just there. You just flip. It's powerful. I'm probably gonna have another video just talking about GIS, the way it's so powerful and the way it just blows my mind every time. So I'm sure as a geology graduate you had to use GIS somehow, somewhere, because I know geography students also definitely use GIS. So yeah, GIS is very, very powerful. So it's one of the skills that industries want from us now. You might not be working as a geologist, but you might just be working as whatever, but then they just want you because you know how to use GIS. Do you understand? So it's very important for you to know the different softwares, the different skills that you need as a geologist, or that are still relevant out there, whether it's programming or whatever, so that you are very versatile. You need to be versatile these days. The opportunities are not, it's bad, guys. It's really, really bad. So you need to know what what skills do you need? What skills do you need for that specific sector, that specific discipline that you're studying? And yeah, don't just be a specialize, and then obviously networking and being involved with the different organizations. When they have all these master classes or workshops, you there, and you get yourself out there. You know, even with your honors here, when you do your research project, make sure it's at least it has to do with something that's still relevant in the industries out there. If you do your masters, even worse, just make sure it's relevant to. It mustn't be something that your professor wants you to do just because I'm fascinator, you know, and he or she wants just cheap labor basically from you. You know, it must be something that you're passionate in. It must be something that's relevant out there in the industries, because it's bad. It's bad out there. So whatever research you do in your master's year, it must really be relevant to the industry. It mustn't be something that your professor loves and feeling at ufuna for cheap labor so that you can do all the lab work for him or her, go to the sites and whatnot. It must be something that you love, something you passionate in, and something that's relevant in the industries, that something that can lend you a job opportunity, to say something that's gonna make industries, something that's gonna make you pop out there, you know, something that's gonna make you different. So yeah, guys, if you have any comments at all, any questions, any ideas, any suggestions, anything, or any opinion about this topic, please leave it on the comment section below and let us know. And then from there, I'm gonna create another content video discussing whatever that pops up from those comments. Okay, so yeah, let me know what you think. Please let me know what you think, because I feel like it's a huge. I mean, if you look at the stats, guys, if you go to LinkedIn and you check there how many geology graduates there are, like each and every year, and then you find others who've been at home for 4 years, 3 years, like it's bad. We need to understand why is it happening, and secondly, how do we then move forward? What should we do from our part? What should universities do from their part? What should industries do from their part to resolve this? Because we cannot be studying for mahala. No, tuition is expensive. Tuition is flipping expensive for us just to study and just sit at home. There must be something that must be done. Okay, I don't know by who, but something must be done. Right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys on the next video.